Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here. We're back with another Injustice video because update 2.20 just dropped. And with it comes one piece of new content, a relatively light one. And we're going to go through the more general update information as far as glitches go on tomorrow, Thursday, our regular day. But in the meantime, we figured we'd show off the new piece of content, which is a gear, the Gingo fruit, which turns into the Gingold soda when it's fully upgraded.
And typically gears, we I don't know if it's been announced, but we see that they're usually parts of multiplayer seasons and usually an online reward exclusive.
Yeah.
So what's interesting is that it's basically a defensive gear. It's got no pretensions to anything else. All its abilities are defensive.
Yeah, which I think is good when you want to gear your guy up a specific way. It's good to have 100% of your gear value going straight towards what you want it to.
Well, definitely the way we play, because I like to work with the archetypes, right?
Yeah.
The tank, the basic damage dealer, and specialists, and I want my tank to be the best tank possible. Yeah. And this works. I've always said that Nightwing, the bronze and silver passes were so good, and the gold Nightwing should have had it. So you can see that the first ability is, it starts off at 10% and it maxes out at a 30% damage reduction against basic attacks.
Yeah.
And to put it in context, bronze Nightwing has 25% reduction, silver has a 50% reduction. So this is right smack dab in the middle. I think it's an excellent ability.
Yeah, and this is going to be good if you pair it with stuff that prevents specials from hitting you. So if you think about Killer Frost for reduced power generation, or, you know, even characters like Nightwing with power drain.
Or Razagul Scimitar, where the combo ender drains power.
That's true, yeah.
So, and you could do that actually on Nightwing, and basically have them almost, what, like a tank, like a massive tank where they're not able to, you can hardly hurt them at all.
Yeah, setting up people to not get hit by specials with this gear would set you up to take very little damage and really kind of optimize the amount of...
Right, so you could have one guy soloing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next ability is that blocking starts off at 12% and maxes out at 20% more damage. And to put that into context, the Fourth World helmet blocks 25%, so that's a little bit stronger. The LexCorp helmet blocks 40%, so it's more in line with the 1-star lower gear. For example, the Supercharged Green Power Ring blocks 22%, which is the same as this.
Yeah.
So that's decent too. I've always been of the mind that blocking is one really good strategy if you want to take somebody who's not a tank at all, whose passive doesn't lend themselves to being a tank, and give them all blocking gear. You can have a really, really effective team member.
Yeah, and then you don't have to worry about accidentally be attacking when you shouldn't be, because you're mostly just blocking for the entire time they're in.
Right, a time waster basically, letting the other guys tag out, waiting, and then tagging back in.
Yeah, harder to screw up.
All right, so the third ability is a unique one. It starts at 15% and it maxes out at a 35% damage reduction against crit attacks, which is potentially a spectacular counter against the Flashpoint team, depending on whether it's a 35% reduction of the crit portion of the damage or just any attack that fully crits.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, even if we were to test this, it wouldn't be very useful until we can take it into multiplayer.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough people that have an inherent built-in crit without gear. So that's to me, that is the most interesting. And the fourth ability that you get once you bring it up from Gingo Fruit to Gingo Soda. What a weird name.
Gingold Soda.
I think it's
so hard to pronounce.
They want it to be like Ginkgo biloba. It's like some sort of herby thing, but a fruit, whatever. Anyways, so there's a 20% chance no damage from basics, which is basically the same as the Fourth World Godly Chestplate.
Yeah.
Which, when you look at this, there's a real possibility that if you can neutralize specials or avoid specials as much as you can, you'd have a really wicked tank with this.
For sure. And especially, I mean, pairing it with Silver Nightwing, I just want to see, if you take that into multiplayer, how little damage you can end up taking.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. So there we go. That's it for this time. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Komoda.